The Joe Rogan Experience.
We finished Nuremberg last year, and then I went on that big tour, which is when I was here, when I came to see you the first time. But this year, since between December and August, I made 5 movies,
Wow.
and I was on the set of the 6th, and so weary, and I had no juice. I still feel it a little bit, actually, man. I've had a little bit of time off, but I've still had so many responsibilities. I kind of feel like I broke my brain or something in August, and I'm still trying to recover, and I won't really recover till I get home the next time, as I was saying to you before, because when I land at home now, I won't know when I'm flying out again. And that is such a relief, because when you do know when you're flying out again, every day is just counting down. You might have 3 weeks, but it doesn't feel like 3 weeks because you 100% know when you're leaving again. But this time I'll get home and I'll have 3 months and I'll be in the bush and I'll be waking up with the birds and, hopefully all of those things that I emptied out through the earlier part of the year will fill up again. Because I was on that set, and that was the set for the remake of Highlander with Henry Cavill. So I'm playing Ramirez, which was the Sean Connery character.
Oh, wow.
So I'm excited by it. I'm really looking forward to it. But there I was, turning up to the gym to do my katana sword and, going to these meetings and everything. But I was empty. I was absolutely empty. And it was just to the point where I texted my agent and I'd said, you know what, I maybe need to talk to these guys because I'm not sure if I don't have any juice here. I don't know what I'm going to be bringing. I'm sitting in these meetings and everybody's talking, but it's all just bouncing off my face. I'm not really taking anything in. And that same night, I get a phone call around 10:30, and it's so unusual because I have everything turned off on my phone. It never rings. But for whatever reason, it did ring. It was the director saying, look, I'm so sorry to tell you that Henry's injured himself. He's ruptured his Achilles, so we're going to have to push the film. Now, I love Henry. I've known him for a long time. I've known him since he was a schoolboy.
Oh, wow.
And I met him at a place called Stowe School in England. I was doing a scene in a movie called Proof of Life, talking to my son in the movie, and in the background, a rugby game's going on. And, we're doing the scene and everything, but I've got my eye on the field, and there's one guy on the field who is just displaying he's got a great brain for the game. And as it happens, we finish the scene and they break up the what's going on behind us. And that one kid is walking towards me, and he's the kid that I've been watching. And he wants to have a chat. He introduces himself, and, he's just asked me, how do you get into acting? And so we had this very, very brief conversation. Then we got swamped by these other kids. A couple of days later, I was doing a present for the kid from that school who'd played my son, who's a boy called Merlin Hanbury Tennyson, his name's. And so I was doing a thing for him. And then I had some other things left over, and I was like, what was that other kid's name? Oh, Henry. So I wrote on a photo of Gladiator, of Maximus, which was a movie that had not actually been released yet. To Henry, Journey of 1,000 Miles begins with a single step. Russell.
Wow.
He kept that photograph with him for wherever he lived, from place to place, and he kept his dream alive and burning. The next time I see Henry Cavill is in a gym in Illinois, the outskirts of Chicago, and I'm working on one side of the gym, he's working on the other, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm Superman's dad. I reckon that must be Superman over there. Kind of looks like it, So we worked in the gym a week or some more together before we talk, And finally one day he comes over, puts his hand out, and we start talking. And I just, at one point, I went, do I know you? He goes, yes, sir, you do. And he reminded me, and I went, Henry? That Henry? Is this Henry? It was crazy.
That's wild.
Absolutely wild, right? And so now we have this other situation where, he's kind of in the position of being the Highlander, and they asked him who he wanted to be Ramirez, and he said, I've only got one option, and you got to get him. And so, that's fantastic. It's going to be a lot of fun when we do eventually get around to making it.
How cool must that be for him to have been a kid and met you and got you to sign that, and then working with you when he's Superman?
Superman. Yeah, it was.
Oh my God, that's amazing! What
yeah.
a great story.
And so now we've got the third stage of our connection, and when we get to do it, it's going to be great. But I know this sounds really weird because I love Henry, and the last thing I'd want is for him to be under any pressure or injured or whatever. But it was a prayer answered. And I'm talking to the director, expressing that that's terrible, but I'm also shaking my girlfriend, going, "We get to go home." Yeah, as I said, it's been a big year.